Who is a poet? You ask in the quiet of night, an alchemist of sorrow, weaving darkness into light. Beneath a heart that trembles where shadows softly creep, lies anguish deep and silent, a wound too vast to weep. Yet, from this hidden torment, a melody takes flight, sighs that break like dawn, cries that shimmer in the night. Their lips, a fragile crucible, transforms the heart's lament into music soft and haunting, where pain and beauty blend. In the mirror of their verses, we see our own unrest, the ache of fleeting pleasures and the void within our chest. The poet's song still calls us to face the truth inside, for they, the unhappy wanderers, know freedom's dizzy cost, crafting anthems from their anguish for all who feel they are lost. So listen to their music, let it store your soul's refrain, and find within your own heart's cry the beauty born of pain. These lines are an explanation for a question asked by Soren Kierkegaard in his masterpiece Either and Or. Who is a poet? An unhappy person who conceals profound anguish in his heart, but whose lips are so formed that as sighs and cries pass over them, they sound like beautiful music. These words, penned in 1843 by this Danish philosopher known as the father of existentialism, captures the heart of a question we all face. As we navigate in a world of digital noise, global uncertainties, and personal doubts, Either or offers a timeless guide, a call to choose authenticity, to transform our sighs into songs of purpose. This book unfolds as a dialogue between two ways of living, the aesthetic and the ethical. In Volume 1, we meet a voice of aesthetic life, chasing beauty, romance, and novelty, yet haunted by despair. My life is absolutely miserable, he confesses in this book, like the words snout in the dictionary, which means only one thing, and yet it is divided into so many meanings. This resonates deeply even in our times, where we are chasing trends or material success, where fleeting pleasures leave us questioning, is this all that is there? In Volume 2, he offers a counterpoint, championing the ethical life, a life or deliberate choice and responsibility. The person who lives aesthetically does not choose, and the person who does not choose is not a person, he declares. To choose oneself through relationships, works, or values is to craft a life of meaning. In 2025, this is a call to step away from the curated facades of social media, to choose what helps us speak our soul. Volume 1 reflects the emptiness and alienation of living without purpose, akin to modern struggles with distractions and inauthenticity. Volume 2 talks of deliberate choice and offers a path out of meaningless by embracing freedom and responsibilities, addressing modern anxieties about purpose. This book is a foundational work in existentialist philosophy, painting a profound exploration of human existence through a contrast between two ways of living, the aesthetic and the ethical. The book is not only a philosophical treatise but also a literary masterpiece, blending essays, letters, diary entries, and fictional narratives to provoke readers into reflecting on their own life choices. The aesthetic life is characterized by a pursuit of pleasure, beauty, and immediate gratification, often at the expense of deeper meaning or commitment. It captures charm but also boredom and despair when pleasures fade, explains transient experiences like romantic passion without lasting commitment, moral indifference, and ultimate hollowness. In Ethical Life, Judge William, a married man and a magistrate, writes 2 letters to A, arguing for the ethical life as a superior mode of existence. The first letter defends marriage as an ethical commitment that transforms fleeting romantic love into a deeper, enduring bond. He argues that the ethical life integrates aesthetic pleasures into a framework of responsibility. In the second letter, he urges A to choose himself authentically, embracing freedom and responsibility. He argues that the ethical life requires confronting despair and making deliberate choices to define one's identity. The book concludes as a sermon by a pastor. It shifts focus to the religious sphere. It suggests that the ultimate meaning of life lies in recognizing human imperfection before God, hinting at the religious stage beyond ethical, where true fulfillment comes from a relationship with God that is explored further in his work like Fear and Trembling. Thus, his work on existentialism and existential crisis is primarily incorporated in these 3 books, the first one being Concept of Anxiety, the second one, Either or, where he talks about the first 2 stages of life according to him, that is, the aesthetic life and the ethical life, and the last one, Fear and Trembling, which talks about religious life. These works establishes key existentialist themes like freedom, choice, despair, and authenticity that influenced later thinkers. It also resonates with modern existential crisis, particularly in a world shaped by rapid technological change, social fragmentation, and cultural shift. No doubt, his works are profound exploration of human existence, inviting us to wrestle with life's deepest questions. How do we find meaning? How do we choose authentically? His vivid contrast between the aesthetic life, chasing fleeting pleasures, as in Despairing Cry. My life is absolutely meaningless, and the ethical life, where the person who lives aesthetically does not choose, and the person who does not choose is not a person, challenges us to confront our freedom. His hint of a religious leap of faith in the ultimatum offers a spiritual path to purpose. These ideas, no doubt, resonates deeply as we navigate digital distractions and existential crisis, from burnout to climate anxieties. Yet, I find myself not fully subscribing to his vision. While I admire his insight into the anxiety of choice, what he calls the dizziness of freedom, I struggle with his emphasis on individual choice as the primary path to meaning. In today's interconnected world, our lives are shaped by collective challenges like systemic inequalities or environmental crisis, which demand collaborative solutions. I also find his religious stage, with its call to faith, less compelling in a secular age where many, like myself, seek meaning through reason, community, or personal values rather than a divine framework. But definitely, his work is a powerful mirror, urging us to examine how we live. While I don't align with all his views, his work encourages us to ask what choices define us, and in that question, we find the courage to shape our own paths.